Welcome to Mad Marketing TV. My name is Jeff Ogden. We're really glad to have you here, and we're really excited about this episode of Mad Marketing TV. The topic we're going to talk about is lead nurturing and scoring with one of the most foremost experts out there, Steve Gershik of 28 Marketing. So Steve, who's joining us today, is the CEO of 28 Marketing. He's also the co-founder of DemandCon, the Demand Generation Conference, coming up next summer in San Francisco. He's also a faculty member and executive advisor of the Marketing Automation Institute. So let's welcome Steve to the show.
Hi, Jeff. It's really great to be here with you. I'm a big fan of Mad Marketing TV and happy to be talking to you again.
Great. We're excited to have you on Mad Marketing TV, Steve. I was looking forward to having you on here. We really want to learn more about your expertise in lead nurturing and scoring. So let's start off with the basics. What is lead scoring and why should people be considering it today?
Well, lead scoring is really the art of finding a needle in a haystack. Now, everybody who's in sales practices some lead scoring, whether it's mental lead scoring and trying to determine who's a hot, warm, or cold lead, or ranking a lead by A, B, C. But what lead scoring is trying to determine who's ready to buy now, who's not yet ready to engage with sales, and who's never going to buy from you, and then sorting and sifting through those names to make sales more effective.
Thanks, Steve. I think you're right. Scoring is in many ways just qualification. Salespeople have been doing it since the dawn of man, so it's pretty interesting there. So since you've been involved in lead scoring and nurturing for so long, Steve, what do you see as some of the common mistakes you see people make when they're trying to do these types of programs?
Well, there's a business cliche that's so old, I'm surprised there isn't a hymn written about it in the Bible. It's sung by sales, and it goes something like this. Your leads are so bad, and there aren't enough of them. Lead scoring really helps you prioritize your potential customers for your sales team. Now, when it comes to lead nurturing, some people aren't familiar with this term, lead nurturing. It's simply the art of conversation. It's translated into digital form and used for mass communication. It's really the process of obtaining and retaining permission from a prospective customer to continue a dialogue about how you can help them solve their business problem. So the ways that you can nurture leads vary. You can use email, social media, printed mail, apps on mobile devices, real and virtual events, but the important thing to remember about lead nurturing is that it's not a one and done thing like placing a magazine ad. It's a continuous process of helping to stay top of mind with your customers.
I like your analogy, Steve, about it being a conversation. I think that's quite apt, that it really is about a conversation. And the thing I've always heard about lead nurturing, which I always like too, is it's valuable not to you, but to them. You've got to share content that really means something to them. Let's talk about lead scoring. Because if you're nurturing these leads, how do you know when somebody's ready to buy? What are the things that trigger to say, okay, we've been talking with this client long enough, we've had a good conversation, now they're ready to talk about possibly buying. So how do we know that?
That's the core question in lead scoring. And really, I think about it when I think about how do you like your toast? Now, if you're like my son, you like your toast so that it's still, the bread is a little bit cold, like you see on the left side of your screen here. Growing up, I used to think that you made toast by burning it and then scraping the burnt part off the top. That's how my grandmother used to make toast for me. But the important thing to remember here is that a lead, a prospective customer, or put simply, a person is ready to buy when they're ready to buy. And so it's important to keep in mind that you may not know what the customer's buying cycle is like, but for sure it's not going to be exactly equivalent to your sales cycle. So a key consideration is to make sure that you're providing enough information to the customer so that when their toast is done, that it's done to their liking, not necessarily to your liking.
Good stuff. I think, being able to judge, the degree of toast you have there is, which really leads us right into our next question. You've got to be able to use more of a scientific approach to this and share content over time in a logical manner. Do you really need software, marketing automation software specifically to make this work, Steve?
Well, I get asked this a lot, having worked with marketing automation software for the last 8 or 9 years or so. And my answer is always, no, you don't need marketing automation software any more than you don't need accounting software to take care of your business finances. Or you don't need a computer to type letters. Marketing automation is simply a piece of technology. So when you use it properly, it helps make you more efficient so that you can focus on higher value activities like designing good messages to tell stories to your market or to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Thanks, Steve. I think you're a good point that people should not overestimate what marketing automation software does. You still need to create great content. You need to set up really good programs. What marketing automation does really well is automate the repetitive tasks and free up time. And I think for a small marketing department, there's a lot of value in that, the understaffed marketing department. So I always like to have a takeaway from every Mad Marketing TV show, Steve. So the question I always ask all our guests is this. If you were sitting down with the chief marketing officer and they said, what's the one thing I need to know? How would you answer that question?
I would say, start now. Start today. Start with a quick win and then iterate. Don't delay. Specifically, I would look at the sales opportunities that are deeper in your sales funnel first. I'd ask sales what marketing can do to help accelerate these deals, to create this propensity to buy now and a preference to buy from you. And then I design a nurturing program to help meet those needs. The impact of that is that you're helping to build credibility with sales, which you're going to need as you roll out your lead scoring program and your top of the funnel nurturing programs, which tend to be more of a change management challenge to companies that are just getting started with marketing automation.
Thanks, Steve. You make a good point. Start now. I think that's terrific advice. I think it's very easy to over-engineer these programs, and I think it's really good advice to just get started, and you can make it better as you go. So lastly, where can the viewers of Mad Marketing TV learn more about lead nurturing and scoring, specifically about 28 Marketing and what your company does, Steve?
Well, thanks for asking. You can reach my website at 28marketing.com, or you can read my blog, where I've been blogging for 6 or 7 years now at theinnovativemarketer.com, and you can see articles I've written about scoring and nurturing, as well as a couple of dozen podcast interviews I've done with thought leaders and smart people in demand generation over the years. I'm at Twitter at sgersh, S-G-E-R-S-H, or you can always just Google me. It's Steve Gershik.
Thanks, Steve. You've been a great guest on the show. I really appreciated you being on the show. Great information. On December 29th, we're going to have a special year-end show here at Mad Marketing TV. We've got a fabulous guest lined up, a very well-known celebrity. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet because we got to keep it a secret. But you're going to want to tune in on December 29th for a special year-end episode of Mad Marketing TV. This is Jeff Ogden with Find New Customers for Mad Marketing TV. We'll see you on the 29th.